you remember the co-op exclusive U4058 Hoover Senior that I'm doing for another collector? Well, we have some progress. The machine looks very nice now. It seems very lovely. However, as you can tell by the fact that I'm able to rock it backwards and forwards on its rear quarter, we do have some issues. So, let's start the after video and go through this from top to bottom and then find some parts in this box to hopefully finish this off. Let's have a look. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaners and Hoover chums. How are you today? Yes, this Hoover Senior, as it technically is, has come up very, very nicely indeed. Looks probably better than new, because I doubt they have them quite that polished. Oh look, there is a little sign of what is occurring. So yes, this will leave that there. Coming up all right. I got the bag sort of hooked on from the last episode, but it is a little bit tight. You see, the problem is it does need like a seamstress to just open up this back my camera then. Just open up the top of this bag so that this metal hook can sit inwards a bit more. It is a bit of a problem really, but it should be good enough for us to go and find the Epiflow bag that I prepared earlier, because yeah, this machine can be tested. We may as well stick a bag in it so that we can give it a quick go before we carry on finishing it off. Yeah, pop this on here, which will roll the little belt down, and well, you just roll it down over the bag. We don't want that much bag down there. There's almost a problem with doing this job. This is quite slippery to do, especially when you're using the original thing. That'll do. That's going to be fine. We're not going to pick up that much dirt. So yeah, that can go up there. Yeah, the bag fits well enough. It's going to be fine for what we're trying to do. Just got to be a little bit careful when I stand the machine up. So if I roll it down like that, look, yeah, it's just not sitting right. But I don't want to go and rip this bag apart in order to get it in a bit better. Yeah, it's just when it comes up, it's a bit tight, but it is a bag nonetheless. This lower cord hook is ever so fragile. I hate it so much. It has snapped once, annoyingly. Barely, I think the cable just drifted past it and it snapped. So that's a pain. However, have managed to replace the top cord hook with one from, I think this is from a square handled Junior, but the little bolt fits through it fine. The little circlip is certainly holding good for now, and yeah, it's almost a shame I can't do this with the bottom hook, but the problem is Hoover obviously had a tool that did the rivet up from inside the pole, so there is no other side to that rivet, and the only way to make it would be to put a bolt through it, which they don't quite want to do. I don't think we quite need that yet. So that's the top side, and handle cleaned up very well. Let's turn it on and see how it sounds. Now, I will say that mechanically this thing is done. We are, the motor should be fine, everything. It's only a couple of bits like the rear axle that we need to play with. So this should be, almost. We need to fit a belt still, a decent belt. It's got its original one at the minute, but it should sound a lot nicer. You can hear the air coming out. There's also a little tiny annoying noise coming from the motor. I'm not sure if something's rubbing, even though it all seems fine. So I'm sort of leaving it for now. I'm hoping that later on in the video, when we stick a better belt on it, it'll pull it a bit tighter and knock that off, wear through what it is, or it'll go bang and I can actually see what failed and replace it. I think it'll be fine now. But yeah, we need to now carry on fixing it. So let's have a look underneath, because all has not been well in this poor thing's life. It's had one heck of a drop on this corner. Look at the stress marks in that plastic, and that is causing it some problem because it did break a little bit of it. And what it mainly did was bend this rod, which is why it's not actually sitting correctly at all. And that's why this standoff did break. And I had glued it and it was sort of working, but where this is all wobbly, you can see I tried to bodge it. There we go, look. Second time. And it's all snapping in different places. Where I'm gluing it isn't where it is really snapping. It needs a lower handle. Sorry, owner. I can't stop doing it. Oh. Deep breath. Yeah, it's all just a bit bent, and where that was really worn, it's no good. And it's causing it to sit awfully and be a massive problem. Otherwise, it's not bad. I painted the brush roll in -3 degree weather just after New Year, and it's black. It does the job. It's all just clean and spotless. It's just this back bit that we need to perhaps do a better repair on. And to do that, we're going to need some spare parts. So the owner of that machine went through his spare stash and sent me some bits. In here is hopefully going to be all that we need to make this nice again. Although we're going to have to get it out of this bag in which it sits. Oh, goodness. Yeah. Hoover. That can go back in there. That can go over there. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we have the remains of a brand reconditioned. This is a refurb machine. This isn't a genuine Hoover hood. Although, wow, it's not cracked. That's quite cool. Yeah, we have a Hoover Senior. Fantastic. Oh my goodness. But most importantly, it's this bit that we need. This is a 6525C, I think, and this rear axle is quite bespoke to that machine, although this one's missing its little metal nub as well. But yeah, this should hopefully provide us with all that we require. And yeah, there's a couple of other spares on here as well that we might be able to do something with, but we need to work on the price. So let's get this stripped down, and then we can clean those parts up and fit them to our nice machine. We'll open the base plate. There was no belt. Yeah, I've got quite a few of these, I'll be honest, but I don't know if that's a different shape or not. I don't want to keep it there. The brush roll, well, it spins. It's, oh my goodness, there. It'll paint up okay. I think I should probably keep that for spares. Of course the motor runs. We're not going to fire this up and turn this on now, though, I'm afraid. I just want to get these bits out of here. So, remove these 4 screws, which are completely different and little machine screws on this metal chassis machine. There we go. We'll take... It's all been painted. Look, you can see whole machine's just been reconditioned and they just sprayed the whole thing while it's been apart, which is never such fun. Right, oh no, now I need to find my circuit pliers and remove the little circlip on these ends. We had the first circuit removed, which takes off pretty much what we need, or most of what we need, because I think I might also want this bracket, although it too is bent like I think that one is. So we've undone that circuit. Next, there is one down here in the corner of this bracket. That needs to come out next. Oh, just get it pushed down. This is all rusty, and it's all been painted. So if it's not stuck with rust, it's stuck with paint, which is incredibly annoying. There we go. I don't even care about finding the circuit for now. We'll find it later on the floor. Oh, and then that's our bracket. The actual bracket is straighter. It's just that end bit. And look, I think this would have been a very nice contract senior at some point, or the grey one, because that is a grey pedal. Did they do grey OEM? They must have done, although that cable is very much newer. Right, well that is it for this machine. This is all that we want. Blimey, look, even the motor has a smash bulb holder. And I think that's going to be good for parts, but nothing else that we will need for now. This fits quite nice. So yeah, I'm probably going to break this down a bit further one day. But for now, we just need this. So we're going to undo some more circlips. Where are we? Oh. Pull the wheel up a little bit. Oh, these haven't been off in a while. Here is our height adjuster, which I think is, again, mildly better than our one. And again, our problem, which I'll show you in a bit when this is all cleaned up, is that this is just so worn on the axle. That's why the wheel's wobbling about so much. I think that's what's putting so much strain on everything else. Oh my goodness, I don't know where the edge of this circlip is. Yeah, it's just putting so much strain on everything else. And we have some better wheels now as well. These wheels, well, they're not worn because look, they've had their metal inserts in them. The wheels on that one didn't have it, and I don't know if that's because Hoover just didn't do them at that point, hence that's the problem, or if they've been replaced. So these 3/4 bits, I guess, because I don't know if they're going to use this bit or not. Oh, well, that's almost handy that the pad has just slid off. Yeah, I've now got to try and bend this back, but eventually I will. And we'll have a little pile of clean parts and we'll try and fit into there without making it any worse. Okay then, let's get these parts, which I have cleaned and run over the wire wheel, and yeah, not a drop of wear. We shall compare them very shortly. But we need to take off our base plate, like so. I shall pop the screws back in, and then pop that over there. Take off our very loose belt. We shall be sorting that out in a minute. Then remove the 3 screws of this tool port, which are doing something. Because this one, sadly, at the minute, isn't. And we shall need to look at that. I have put a longer screw in, hoping that that bottom bit was going to be a bit more threaded than it was. You might have to glue that permanently in place, because yeah, that is what holds this bit down. But it's going to be a lot easier for it to hold it down when it's not all wibbly wobbly and awful. So back out with the circuit pliers. I bet if you're a Hoover engineer, you have taken these things off down to a fine art. Oh, yeah. You might be. I can't. It's even more difficult when the machine's not clipped down. But you have to. There we go. You have to move it about in order to get it off. So there is one of our circuits. They can all go in the same place. And yeah, here's the biggest difference in the wheel, and that is a genuine wheel. But that inner bit is just gone. I think it's a genuine wheel. Yeah, because it's got 1H printed in it. So it's certainly not the correct wheel, and it's very, 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 very worn indeed. Let's take the spring off. That's going to help, and then we can take off this and this. Now, this I had to drill out in order to fit over the heat shrink, and well, you can see through the heat shrink just how worn out that one was. I mean, this side's not much better, so it is excellent that we just have a perfectly nice, decent piece to put back in. So let's build this back up. We need a washer, a wheel. No, oh, wrong side, Becco. Short side for this side, long side for the other side. I mean, I don't know how many circlips and washers and stuff Hoover used to use, but we can use lots. So I'm going to get this circlip onto here. There we go. That is nice and tight. I'm actually thinking that rather than try to build it up and down like I sometimes do, I might be able to get away with building it all up top and just will go down below in a bit. So this part has to go a certain way round, because this is the bit that connects to the pedal and does the uppy downy action. So we shall do that. Problem is now, that's where the spacer goes. Can't remember if I'm doing it this morning, so we'll do that. That spacer, we've got all the washers we want to play with. So we'll do a washer, we'll do the wheel. I'll say all the washers in the world. That's it, we have no more washers. Actually, yes we do. We've got someone here, look. I don't need to take the circlip off. Blimey. There we go. Well, I do need to take the circlip off. Because, A, this is now rubbish. Oh, just come off. Come off. Come on. There we go. We want another washer because we can. There we go. Then another washer. And then the last circlip. And hopefully this should be our wheel axle assembly ready to go. Now we need to be the other side of the vacuum. So we shall undo the 2 hood screws. Gently flip it over. And we can take off the hood. Actually, I haven't shown you the motor, have I? This is how the inside of it came out. Very nice indeed. I wire wheeled the worst of the rust off and removed the suppressor, and all is good. We need this bit here because I need to click that bit on. Oh, please fit. Uh-oh, why are you not fitting? You should be the same size as the other one. Uh-oh. Oh, hopefully it's just a really, there we go. I think it's just a really nice tight fit. Then this washer was on here, and then blimey, we need one more circuit. There we go. On there. Oh no, I might be able to show you this one going on. It's very difficult, but you won't see. But that is sat on the groove. Then you just get a pair of pliers and push down on it like so. That is now in place. Ooh. We can now sit that part onto there. I do need a critical piece. This next part is where the bodgery starts. I'm trying to pack out this screw here just enough so it just bites nicely into there. So before I glue it into place, I'll try just a little bit of wire just to see. But before we do fit that, we need to pop this metal part into place. This is what locks the axle into place. That little bit there, which is annoying that it's that screw post there. You know, if it was that one there, we'd have been a little bit better. Yeah, it's a little bit sad, but you know, not the end of the world. I suppose we can drop. It's fine then. You move out the way. Yeah, see, hopefully that sits there. We can just pop it down. Oh, you move. Why have you come out of place? There we go. That sits there. That sits there. You will sit there. Let's just stick another screw in first. And yeah, very gently, we're going to tighten at least some of these down. We'll get a little bit of tension on that one. Yeah, that's not really working. And I've done something very silly as well. This spring needs to be this side. There we go. Yeah, that screw might need some more help because it did, but this is now what's going to cause our problem. But once it is fixed down with glue, hopefully permanently, we should be good to go. Because our height mechanism works absolutely fine. Yeah, it's just that. So I'm going to try and get that permanently fixed into place, and then we'll continue. Well, I'm afraid the best I could do is find a wood screw that went through into the fresh plastic, and that's got it really, really good now. That works fantastically. Yeah, wherever, however, it was dropped, and yeah, you can see it there. Look, it's sort of see it split that bit there. Yeah, whoever did that must have pushed down on that, ripped this one out, And here we are trying to fix it. But I think it's botched. So let's put the brush rod back in. But I don't want to put in this old rubbish belt. So let's go into my box of belts. Where are we? 652A. I don't know if it is. No, that's not. They're not going to be right. It's going to be these middle ones here. What's this one? This one is a... I'm trying to see if I've got any genuine belts in here. I must have some genuine belts. I don't think these are quite... Oh, here we go. Look. 612912. I think we're going to try this one here. If it's too big, we shall get another one out. That is the beauty of having a nice big box of belts to just go through. So that's there. Oh no, that is far too big. So yeah, fair enough. It probably is a 652A belt. I have a nice one rather than a sort of rubbishy one. Sometimes they've got writing on them, and you can tell, but they don't. I think that's probably going to be it. So we'll pop this belt in, because it should be really quite difficult to fit. They shouldn't just be really loose and easy to... easy to go. Oh, you missed out a complete screw. That's why that popped out. Fair enough. Sorry. Marvellous. Nice low torque setting on these so you don't break plastic and have to put a wood screw through. Ooh. I don't know if that's a bit... That's almost catching a bit more now. What on earth is going on? Are you not sitting quite right? The problem is, maybe I shimmed it too much now. Ow. I think we might have to run this for a couple of seconds so we can work out where it might be rubbing and then perhaps fix it. But for now, we're going to pop this back in. I nearly dropped that back into the brush roll. That would have been annoying. And that should, hopefully, be everything that we need underneath. Oh, once I put the little spring back into place that will hold the wheel. So I'll do that, and then I think we should turn it on and see how much of a racket it makes, or if it's going to sort itself out now that it's got a good tight belt on. The last thing that we should probably check is the light. I don't have any of these bulbs anymore. I've run out completely. So I asked the person who sent me the spares for this, oh, could you pop a bulb in so I can test the wiring? And then, you can just have it back with a bulb in it. So he did, thank you very much, because, yeah, obviously all the wires run into the bulb. I don't want to send the machine back and the bulb doesn't work. It's then got to come back, blah, 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 blah. But hopefully now, this should run. Yeah, something is rubbing. However, now that it has rubbed, hopefully we can pop the motor out reasonably easily without having to unwire absolutely everything. We'll take that out though. See what the problem could be. Because that is definitely a rubbing noise that we don't want. And again, I might have put an extra shim in the motor to try and compensate for it, but what that's actually done now is be too much. So we'll pop our belt back off, flip this around, and then we need, oh blimey, this is going to be tricky, but I'm hoping we can just flip it over, do what we need to do, and flip it back. One there, one here, and one here. Almost, well, hang on, and then undo this cable clamp here. That'll do it. That loosens up the loom a little bit. So again, all we've got to do is get under here. Now it's not rubbing. Yeah, it's rubbing here. I don't think the fan's actually spinning straight. Whether that's something or nothing, I don't know. But this is going to be a bit more tricky to just unwire now as well, because I bodged it. So I think I'm going to have to come back when this is all finished not making a noise, ready to go, and we can finish off the video with some nice demonstrations. I think I've sorted it. The top cooling fan I've bent a little bit, so it was tick, 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 ticking around there. Now, I mean, it hasn't got a brush roll on, but perfect. Here we go then. Time to buff off the nice layer of wax that I put all over everything. Covers up a lot of sins. There's a nice coat of wax, makes the surface all nice and glossy and shiny and lovely. Right, recline the handle gently. We have our bulb fitted. We can take the hood, which again is all nice and waxed. We'll give that a good buff off. Look at all the lustre and the shine coming through. It's not perfect, it's, you know, you look at it on the floor from far away, it'll look brand new, but yeah, there's still scuffs and scratches. And the time of use and general wear and tear is always going to be there. So this should just drop on. I might have run the wires a little bit iffily because I think that, oh, there we go. Yeah. Perfect. So yeah, get this hood screwed down and then we can get the bag on and give it a good test. Here we go then. Was it all worth it? Does it run better now? Power? Does it run better now? Well, that is another vintage Hoover Senior done. This thing's nearly always 50 years old now, blimey. Doesn't time fly when you're having fun? Yeah, it's gorgeous. Having the brand new, wherever it came from, orange bag is phenomenal for it. Again, if the top thing is just put into the material properly so it gives you that extra couple of millimetres that it needs, it won't be quite so tight when it's stood up. It is a little bit too taut for my liking. This bag hook is fully down, but yeah, it does the job, works well. Bottom cord hook is for display only. I highly recommend that the owner find another bottom cord hook with a better hook on it, because again, short of drilling a hole through and putting a little bolt in, there's not a lot you can do. Hoover would have had a little long reach specially made rivet press that would have just stamped the rivet in and job done. So yes, all is done, all is nice. Our plug is all polished up, cleaned up very nicely indeed. So yeah, another one done. So do you have one of these co-op Hoover Seniors? If so, what do you think of yours? I do like them, they are nice. However, and I know a lot of people said this about the machines after the 6528, the ones that moved to this design of rear wheels weren't quite so bad. And obviously adding in the plastic chassis into the mix, the metal chassis probably would have survived the drop that this has had. This one though did have some damage caused, but again, if that was a shark, whatever drop caused that would have split the shark into 50 million pieces. So I guess it is all about context. So until the next heroic Hoover that we have to rescue, I thank you very much for watching. Hope that you have enjoyed, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.